One thing for sure, I love Marlon Wayans and the Wayans brothers. They made some of the most funniest movies I ever seen in my life. But this movie right here got a lot of critics saying that Marlon Wayans not only ruined his legacy, but also he ruined the legacy of the Wayans brothers because it's being reported that Scary Movie 6 is the worst movie ever made.
I still quote shit from the old Scary Movie. This shit was ass. It was bad. Like, I'm irritated. I'm irritated. It was so bad. I'm so disappointed because I'm such a Scary Movie fan. It was bad.
There was not a single laugh in my theater. I just got home from watching Scary Movie 6. I'm sorry, Scary Movie, whatever. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lying when I tell you there was maybe 10 to 15 people at my showing, and I did not hear a single laugh. The guy to my right-hand side, about 3 to 4 seats down, he might have chuckled once, but damn.
I just left the theater from seeing Scary Movie 6, and the biggest takeaway that I have from the movie is that it's quite evident as to how they got booted off of their own franchise. The niggas fucking stupid. I would never deny the legacy that is the Wayans family across the board and even their own individual impact. I would never deny the legacy that they once had, because that legacy does not carry on into like current pop culture, right? But I'm gonna stick to the fact that the niggas are stupid, and the reason why I say that is because they made canceling cancel culture. It's literally in the description of the movie. They made canceling cancel culture a pivotal part of their marketing. So that lets me know that they are marketing to people of low intelligence, because people of low intelligence find like bigotry, racism, so on and so forth to be funny. That's like all it needs to be in order to be funny.
Maybe Harvey Weinstein did them a favor when he took away the Scary Movie franchise, because with these type of reviews, it's looking like they should never ever think about making another Scary Movie ever again.
If you still find every joke you laughed at 13 through 16 years old funny, you failed. You absolutely failed.
I don't even want to go on a full tangent. I just want to say there are some people that are able to tell jokes that can come off as a little distasteful, because racism is distasteful. Talking about people in a racial way is distasteful, period. But there are sometimes things are funny because it is based in reality. But when you say things that really aren't based in reality, and then the purpose of saying those things are to demean or to diminish or to tear down or to break down a particular group of people, it's not funny. It's not funny. And I'm really sick of the black people that consider themselves leaders and pioneers and like the big names and all. No, it's time for a new batch of people, a new group of people to come in that really stand for some stuff, because if not, we are really as a community headed somewhere horrible. And that's the reality.
And one thing I never did was no shit like this. So I'm leaving the movies from seeing Scary Movie 6. Why the f would y'all waste all these people's time? As a true Scary Movie girl, that movie just pissed me off. Oh shit. The movie was all over the place. It didn't even have like a solid plot. Y'all just wasted everybody's time.
A lot of people was hating on the movie, but there's still a lot of people out there that think the movie is funny. I'm gonna have to see it for myself. I know that a lot of critics give bad reviews, but if you see the movie, you may not feel the same way that they feel. I seen a couple of movies that people said was good, and when I saw it, I thought it was the dumbest movie I ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna say no names, but these movies I'm talking about went on to win Academy Awards. People are watching these movies faithfully, even though me personally, I don't see what the hype is all about.
Let me tell you something. The critics have never rocked with the Wayans. The critics don't know shit about Wayans style comedy. They just don't. So if the critics did like this movie, I would be worried. I'd be like, oh man, if it had 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, I would be worried. But now that they're not feeling them, like, this is par for the course. Critics, y'all don't get it. And you never have. You know what I'm saying? Scary Movie 2, the Rotten Tomatoes score is crazy low. The Butler alone in Scary Movie 2 was worth the price of admission.
There's people out there that feel like Scary Movie crossed the line with a lot of controversial subjects, got kids involved, speaking on people's sexual orientation, speaking on people's race, gender. A whole lot of disrespectful things came out of this movie, and a lot of people didn't think it was funny.
Scary Movie 6 is hiding a massive problem. While people are stuck debating if the movie was actually funny or just really corny, no one seems to be asking the real important questions. How was any of this acceptable? How is this scene supposed to be funny? And how was this approved to be in the movie? I know that Scary Movie 6 was supposed to be silly, but it seems like they used that parody label to get away with themes that are just flat out disgusting. Were they just trying to push the limits of comedy? Or is there a more calculated reason behind this? Today, we analyze Scary Movie 6 to see how Hollywood is trying to desensitize you. When I was a kid, my brother took me to watch the first Scary Movie. Obviously, young me found it completely hilarious. It was a product of its time with silly jokes and corny quotables that became all the rage back then. As we all remember, those movies opened the doors for a whole genre of parody movies that came out every year. While those older movies often featured controversial themes, they're nothing compared to Scary Movie 6. This movie wasn't trying to be funny. It was trying to make inappropriate ideas funny. There are certain things that simply should not be joked about, no matter how much you try to frame them as comedy. Yet, that is exactly what this entire movie was built on. It felt like an attempt to turn very serious, real-world problems into corny punchlines. It almost feels like this movie's intended goal was to desensitize you. Whether this was intentional or not, the effect is undeniable. In a world where so much is unfolding and the public is finally starting to see things differently, it makes perfect sense to produce a comedy that turns these serious situations into a joke. This is exactly how you desensitize an audience. Instead of allowing people to be outraged at what is actually happening, you train them to laugh at it like it's just another punchline. There are several scenes in this movie that try so hard to make you laugh about things that are not funny at all, things that should only be taken seriously. We are going to break down every scene I found guilty of this. If there's any scene I missed, let me know in the comments and I'll cover them in a part 2. The first scene that clearly went too far was the parody of The Substance. The Substance is about a fading celebrity played by Demi Moore who tries an experimental drug that promises to make her younger. In the movie, she takes the yellow serum, and in a horrifying scene, a younger version of her literally crawls out of her back. I actually covered this movie some time back if you want to check that out. In Scary Movie 6, they parodied this exact scene, but they used it to mock something no one should be laughing at. During this part, an aging reporter takes the serum and transforms into Marlon Wayans' character from White Chicks. I'm gonna be honest, this might have been funny on its own if they didn't use this moment to make fun of the infamous files. As Marlon Wayans is seen crawling out of the reporter's back, he tosses out a folder that says the files on it. They made sure to zoom in on it so people could clearly see what it was. In that moment, they had theaters full of people laughing at a real-world situation that is not a laughing matter. This was clearly unacceptable, but they knew that. I don't think they need to be told that the files aren't a joking matter.
Marlon couldn't help himself. He just had to put that dress back on. Now I gotta go see the movie, man. How far did they go to make fools out of themselves? People upset about the Epstein files being in the comedy movie. And I can understand that. There's nothing funny whatsoever about the Epstein files. But Marlon, back in the White Chicks uniform at 50, 60 years old, what was he thinking? He gotta do this type of stuff in his spare time if he willing to do it on national television. I know Marlon Wayans acted a fool in the movie. We ain't seen him in a while. It's kind of hard looking at him now that he older. But we all get older. I'm getting older, you getting older, we getting older. Martin Lawrence is definitely getting older. Shout out to Marty Mark. I hope he doing all right, because on that last Bad Boy movie, he looked like he was about to pop. One more hot dog, he would have been out of here. Let me know if y'all seen this Scary Movie. I ain't talking about the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. I'm talking about the sixth one, the one they say ain't funny. You figure people don't have the same sense of humor they had, 20 years ago? Ain't nothing funny when the money is funny. You pay all that money to get to the movie theater, $5 a gallon for gas, and then when you get in there, you better not even think about eating no popcorn. A lot of the movies back in the day was trash. but the movie experience was so good it leave you thinking that the movie was good. No, the milk duds was good. That slushy was good. Some movie theaters, they got Jamaican beef patties up in there. I wonder how much they cost now. You better off going home, getting you a frozen pack, putting it in your purse with some aluminum foil. Go up in the movie theater, a little bit of Patron. That'll make any movie good. Let's be real. The experience is what make a movie great. The movie theater experience is trash.
It seems like they were trying to turn a serious situation that affected so many people into a corny punchline. Honestly, considering how many people from the industry were implicated, you can see why laughing it off would be more comfortable than confronting it. It is the equivalent of a powerful politician telling people that anyone asking for the truth is the actual bad guy. This was not the only time they tried to make this scene funny. There's another scene with Brenda, played by Regina Hall, making jokes about the infamous island. She straight up says she thought about going to the island to get away from her children. Again, how is this a joke? What is funny about this situation at all? This is not a made-up story or a movie like they normally pull from. They are mocking real-life trauma. They are taking a situation that has millions of Americans desperate for answers and turning it into corny punchlines. That is exactly how you strip away the seriousness of the entire event. What is truly telling is that there are inappropriate jokes at the expense of children throughout the entire movie. There is a scene where they parody the movie Terrifier. In Terrifier, the main antagonist goes around taking people out for no apparent reason whatsoever. The Wayans decided to parody this movie, and once again, they added an unnecessary pun that is inappropriate. In the scene, they show Art the Clown doing what he's known for. He is then shown dressed as a mall Santa where he literally gives the child actors Christmas gifts. I'm not gonna say what the gifts were, but you can look it up. To me, this was the exact moment Scary Movie 6 went too far. Another scene that went too far was the church scene. It almost feels like the movie would be incomplete if they didn't have at least one scene mocking those who believe in God. This scene was supposed to be a parody of the movie Sinners, which opens and ends with a church scene. In this part, we see Shawn Wayans reenacting the viral moment from Andrew Caldwell, the I'm Delivered meme. But obviously, because it is Hollywood we're talking about, they had to take it a step further to make it completely disrespectful. During this scene, we see Shawn Wayans' character get up in front of the congregation to give a testimony about his own personal life. Then, just like the meme, he tells them that he's no longer gay. But then he proceeds to literally hawk Tua on the mic in front of the whole congregation. Now, I understand this was a viral moment, and I see the humor in the original meme, but this movie clearly took that moment just to mock the church. Scenes like this dangerously affect how people perceive religion. They see moments like this in movies and get a complete misrepresentation. Now, I don't personally tell people to go to church, but I still understand how important it is to respect other people's religious beliefs. God is not to be mocked, and scenes like this are exactly why so many people feel like their faith is treated as a punchline by the entertainment industry. They could have made this joke anywhere else, but they chose a church setting which tells you everything about how faith gets treated in these movies. Now, there was one scene that I found very interesting. In the movie, Kai Cenat makes a special guest appearance as himself. In the scene, Shorty, played by Marlon Wayans, is hosting a live stream with Kai as his special guest. If you have seen one of Kai's streams, then you know he likes to play a game called the pool noodle game, where someone straps on a helmet and allows others to whack them over the head with a pool noodle. In this scene, Kai sits in the chair while Shorty and his friends hit him with the pool noodle. Out of nowhere, Ghostface pops up and takes out Kai Cenat live on stream. Shorty, instead of being shocked that his special guest just got ended in front of him, starts cheering and bragging about how viral they went.
Y'all gonna have to lay off the Wayans brothers. I'm starting to think that the movie was good, but the modern times we living in is trash. You gotta try to make this stuff relevant. Streaming and things like that, that's kind of hard to implement into a movie when you know it's all about clout. You gotta do things about clout to get clout. In the movie about clout, everything is about clout. That's the problem. You gotta go with the popular vote. If you got your own opinion on anything, you can be considered a lame. So the movie was trying as hard as not to be lame and wound up being a lame movie. Whose fault is that? Is it the Wayans brothers' fault or is it society's fault? I recommend everybody go out there and see the movie. The reviews online, you can't go based off of that. because they leaving reviews for clout. Still recovering from the 132 minutes long that was the repetitively jokey but not particularly clever Master of the Universe. So they making all these reboots and they not going so well. I seen plenty of reboots that was downright trash and you figure they should have left it alone. The Matrix 2 and 3 really wasn't all that great. If they would have left it alone with The Matrix, that would have been just fine. Another movie I like to mention is the Blade series. Wesley Snipes did his thing in Blade 1, but Blade 2 and Blade 3, they was doing too much. So you figure if Scary Movie made it all the way to Scary Movie 6, it ain't got no choice but to be trash.
This scene stuck out to me for two reasons. One, this proves Kai Cenat has officially crossed into the Hollywood world. And two, they show just how desensitized streamer culture truly is. While this was a movie and nothing like this has happened in real life, if something like this did happen in real life, it would likely play out the same way. I honestly can see streamers more concerned about the views and going viral than the person who got taken out on their stream. We have seen countless examples of this many times over. Streamers who, instead of cutting the stream when things get serious, leave it playing because it's content. This movie showed us a representation of just that. When things got as serious as Kai being taken out, the crowd sees it as just content instead of what it really is. Now, I already see people in the comments defending this movie by saying the Wayans brothers advertised this whole thing as a film that would purposely cross the line. They literally put every line will be crossed on the poster. But this is not a defense. By their own admission, the goal was to see how much they could show you.
Judging by the trailer for this movie, it looks like you guys offend everyone. Okay, nobody is left out of this movie, and I heard you, Marlon, say that, you know, we have to bring back comedy, we have to cancel culture. So I wanted to hear your take on that.
Comedy is all inclusive, and we've always been equal opportunity offenders.
I say that all the time.
Right, so if everybody gets it, you get a chance to laugh at yourself and get a chance to laugh at others, and it's a safe place. So it's not a negative thing to cancel culture. It's freeing your sense of humor.
You can't let cancel culture cancel laughter and comedy. Can't. We need it.
You do. Like, I don't look at this movie as just a movie. I look at it as medicine. It's something that we all need. I mean, it's been years since we all sat in a theater as a world, as a community, and just laughed at, you know, ourselves and each other. And I think that this is a great opportunity to do that this summer.
Is there a line or a scene that you're kind of like clutching yourself like, oh, is this going to be received? Or you just like, no. There's a few. Okay. Can we get a little something?
No spoilers.
No, it's not a spoiler. Just give us a little sprinkle.
You'll see. And then I'll look at Instagram and I'll be like, oh, maybe we went a little too far on that one, huh?
So you're anticipating that response.
And based on everything we just broke down, desensitizing the audience seems like exactly what was achieved. As you can see in this video, some lines shouldn't be crossed. Joking about the fouls is that line. Showing the Terrifier scene is beyond crossing the line. They are literally advertising this movie as a film created to purposely desensitize the audience. But this seems to be a running theme when it comes to movies Marlon Wayans stars in. We can see this exact same thing found in another recent movie he was a part of, Him. Last year, Marlon starred in the movie Him. Before the movie came out, there was a lot of hype behind it. The film was attached to Jordan Peele, so people were expecting a deep film like we saw in Get Out and other films he made. When Him came out, the critics and fans hated it alike. I covered it, and while the movie had a good story and great acting, the pacing was horrible.
I don't care what the critics talking about. I like the movie Him. It was a classic. I only seen it once. I'll probably never see it again, but that one time I watched it, I enjoyed it. And the reason why I didn't want to see it again is because I was so satisfied with it. I don't want to be dissatisfied with it, especially after hearing all the reviews. Maybe y'all seen something I didn't see, but from what I did see, I really enjoyed the movie. There's another movie I only seen one time, never seen it again, don't ever, never, ever want to see it again, and that's the Black Panther movie. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm not saying it was a good movie, but I don't care if I don't ever see that movie again. I didn't even waste my time trying to see the sequel. Scary Movie 1 and 2, definitely repeatable. Marlon Wayans had one movie, what was it called? I think it was The Haunted House or something like that. That was hilarious. You will get a laugh out of a Wayans Brothers movie. They're making it seem like it was not one scene that they laughed at. I find that hard to believe. Unless society is so brainwashed to where if somebody's not giving you a cue to laugh, you're not gonna laugh. If somebody next to you not laughing, then you're not gonna laugh. I think people in general lost their sense of humor for the most part. Ain't nothing funny no more. Like I keep on saying, when the money is funny, ain't a damn thing funny. People want me to do comedy, but hell, ain't nothing funny no more, man. I hate to say it, but I ain't seen a funny movie in I don't know how long. And when you go back and look at the movies that you thought was funny back then, today them movies not funny. Times have changed. We have changed. But one thing for sure, him is a good movie.
Anyways, just like we see in Scary Movie 6, him seemed to be trying to desensitize people in its own way. In that movie, a rising athlete gets invited to train with a pro football legend played by Marlon Wayans. Marlon invites the upcoming star to his ranch, where a bunch of weird things start unfolding. By the end of the movie, the athlete finds out that he was being prepared to take Marlon's place since childhood. It turns out that all the football league owners in the movie belonged to a group that controlled the entire league. When Marlon invited the young athlete to train, it was to make him participate in a strange passing of the torch ceremony. In that world, only an athlete who participates in that weird ceremony can become the next superstar. While people hated the movie, I saw it as a modernized Why Shut, a misunderstood movie that was showing us a visualization of what is possibly happening behind the scenes. But at the same time, it felt like it was almost normalizing these dark ideas as a normal part of reaching success. In fact, Marlon and Jordan Peele repeatedly advertised this movie as what's needed to be the GOAT.
This film is about the relationship between a student and his hero. Him means the GOAT.
The greatest of all time. Legends, man.
The one person who deserves respect among all others.
In the trailer, Jordan, Marlon, and the lead actor all say at the same time, to be the greatest, what are you willing to sacrifice?
And this film begs the question,
to be a star, what are you willing to sacrifice? When you find success, the devil comes with it. The price for greatness.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
In the day, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it?
Whether intentional or not, the effect is that crossing dark lines gets framed as the price for greatness. And that normalization is worth paying attention to.
For all my people out there that saw Scary Movie 6, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Is it really that bad? Did you enjoy it? Do you feel like Marlon Wayans not only ruined his legacy, but the legacy of his brothers? They're trying to bring up and coming family members, but it's looking like with movies like this, there's no future if Marlon Wayans ruined their legacy. Let me know in the comment section below.